Prototype, Book 1 of the Lost and Forgotten series by Robert D. Gallagher. Prologue.
I've broken out of more high-security prisons than anyone else alive today. Not that the average Federation citizen even knows about most of the places I've been locked up in. Why? Because I like to steal things. It's really the only profession I know. Sure, there are other reasons why I do these things, but it beats wasting my life rotting away in a 6x8 government-funded housing estate, sucking down recycled biofeed through a straw for the rest of my life. Life as a professional thief sure has its benefits, and by the time it takes federal security to arrest me again, I get to stretch my legs, eat some real food, enjoy the perks of my lifestyle, and plan my next job. So, here we go again. Back in a federal shuttle, heading to the latest hellhole of a high-security Federation establishment in, hell, I don't even know which sector of space I'm in. It wouldn't be so bad, but you don't travel conscious. You're stuck in dreamtime rehabilitation stasis, brain-fed all the Federation's indoctrination is family spiel. Well, everyone except me. Somehow, I lack that part of the brain that 99.9% of the human species has, so all I get is a few weeks of garbled, indistinguishable white noise and a hell of a headache. You might wonder how I earned the title of the Federation's most wanted pain in the ass. Let's just say it's not easy, but I'm pretty good at it. I guess that on this occasion, it's because I stole a new prototype, a technology I figured the Federation had no right to monopolize. The problem with having such strong moral convictions is that you end up chased across the galaxy by the feds or whatever bounty hunting group thinks they have what it takes to bring me in. I'll admit someone did their job well this time, maybe too well. They've probably set some record catching me so quickly, but at least I got to eat out at my favorite restaurant first. Like I said, here we go again. It seems I've been saying that my whole life. It's not a bad life, really. I have a penthouse, I own expensive cars, and I even have my own hangar. But what really bugs me is this damn white noise pounding through my neural cortex. It's hardly pleasant, but at least I'll arrive at my new accommodations fresh, ready for the chance to break out and run free again for a few weeks. Except this time, something feels different. When I say different, I mean the security guards aren't the usual federal goons. The shuttle is unlike any federal transport I've seen, and even the whole going away for life spiel from the so-called high judge was on a new level of overdramatic. Your life is over speech.
As the defendant has not, and will not, relent on the whereabouts of the stolen prototype. Also noted that the defendant has refused to defend himself in any way to mitigate the severity of his transgressions. I have no other course of action but to find the defendant guilty. I hereby sentence you to be incarcerated in the highest federal detention facility for the rest of your life. There will be no parole. Life means life. Take the prisoner away.
Well, it looks like we're here.
Prisoner M2950, you have arrived at the Federation's highest graded prison within known space. Your crime has been deemed severe enough that you have been brought to this facility. Your sentence will end upon your death. No one has ever escaped or left this facility alive. We hope that you work hard and adjust well to your new home. Welcome to Facility 0.
The shuttle door opens with a hiss as lights blink on one at a time with an audible buzz. The line of lights illuminates an otherwise darkened corridor, the walls indistinct, almost as if there are no walls except for where the light seems to end suddenly, and endless darkness begins. Finally, the last light blinks on, illuminating a man in his late 40s standing at the end of this short corridor watching. He smiles warmly.
Welcome to Facility 0. My name is Alistair Brooks. I'm the architect of this facility, and I'll be your guide.
Chapter 1. Welcome to Facility 0.
Facility 0, 170 days online. Federation year 2424. Sam McCall's story. Stepping out of the shuttle into the short corridor, noticing that he's the only arrival, Sam approaches the man calling himself Alistair Brooks. He wasn't expecting a welcome like this, and lacking in security goons.
You must be Samuel McCall. I've just been reading your file. Very interesting. I'm sure you have much to ask, but firstly, I'm going to run through a few basics regarding Facility Zero.
Okay, but it's just Sam, not Samuel. I think my parents like the idea of being able to call me Sammy.
Sam replies, not in the right frame of mind to start to asking questions yet, and just steps in line as Brooks turns and proceeds down the corridor, seemingly not worried for his own safety. The lights buzz to life as Brooks leads the way, showing that the corridor isn't as short as it looked before. Then Brooks begins to talk.
This is the first of the Federation's fully self-contained, self-ruled, highest security penal stations. I realize it's a lot to take in, but what I'm about to explain will help with your transition from living in the outside world to starting a new life within these walls,
He says, motioning with his hands toward the shadowy corridor walls.
The station can change its inward appearance depending on what's required of it. If the truth be known, the station is just a series of open spaces upon multiple levels, separated by artificially generated void walls. Trying to pass through these void walls would result in being thrown back, leading to serious injuries and possibly death. Mixed within the wall space are sound frequency nullification generators. In effect, noise can't penetrate.
Brooks pauses for a moment, looking at Sam with another of his calming smiles, and then continues his explanation.
You are most likely wondering why I do not worry for my own safety. Well, that's easily explained. The facility is constantly monitoring its current guests, and if it detects any adverse emotional displays, it will immediately place that person into dream time. It's quick and efficient, and the punishments it carries out will seem real. The effects can last for months.
Effects?
Well, yes, effects. These can be anything from solitary confinements to more serious punishments, and all carried out within dream time.
Brooks and Sam continue to walk, taking a turn here and there. It's understandable for the lack of security and fear for its new arrivals. Clever, really, but not effective on Sam. Then again, he doesn't really feel the need to exercise his inner anger at this point. And besides, the guy seems generally nice. They enter a large open space about the size of a basketball court. Tables are lined up in the center of the room. 3 lines of tables separated by a 4-foot gap every 10 feet or so. Along the back wall is aligned a set of food dispensers, and along the main wall are what looks to be disposal slots for trays and all.
And here we are at the main communal dining hall. Meals are at 0700 hours, 1300 hours, and 1900 hours. Miss the time, you miss the meal. Unfortunately, we are a bit early for breakfast, so I'll just explain how to get about this place without getting yourself lost or killed.
Brooks explains, giving Sam another smile. This one is not so calming, more serious.
All you need to do is ask out loud to be taken to your room, and the system will illuminate a path for you. Watch,
He says, raising his voice slightly.
Give me directions to Sam McCall's room, please.
A corridor opens up within what was just a wall. Lights buzz to life along with it, leading away from the dining hall and turning right. They enter this new corridor and follow the path. It's surprisingly quick, and within 5 or so minutes they arrive at a reasonable 10 by 10 room containing a bed, washing facilities, a toilet, a small locker, and a monitor. They both enter the room, and the corridor vanishes as a wall appears where the door was just moments ago.
As you can see, not too hard and very secure with only a few staff members who can access your room, plus yourself, obviously. Lights out at 2100 hours. This must be observed or you will be punished. No visiting other cells or you will be punished. Duties that have been assigned to you will be displayed on the monitor at 0630 hours. You must carry them out or you will be punished. Now, normally the system won't assign anything to you for the first few days just to allow you to settle in, and I doubt very much that there will be any exceptions for you. That's about it for now. Any questions?
Sam is a bit surprised by the whole thing for a moment and just stands there staring at him. This facility is way beyond anything he ever would have expected the Federation to come up with without a word of it slipping out. Brooks just stares back with an understanding look and lets him gather his thoughts.
Well, why are you still here? If you are the architect, why the meet and greet?
That's all he can think to ask. Brooks just smiles.
That is a story for another time,
He says and turns away, requesting a route to his own room. The corridor opens up once more and lights buzz to life, leading away through the darkness. Then, looking back at him, he says,
We will chat again, but normally I find it's a good idea to leave new arrivals alone for a day or two, just to let them get over the shock. Breakfast is in about 30 minutes. You can either skip it or stay here. That's up to you. However, I would advise you not to skip too many meals. You can't put your health at risk or
I'll be punished?
Brooks smiles and nods, then he leaves, and the wall closes behind him. For the first time in his life, Sam feels concerned. Slumping down on his new bed, he sits there for a while, trying to take it all in. Sitting changes to lying, and in no time, lying turns to sleep.
End of chapter 1.